this is MissLollypop and welcome back to another video from me. So in today's video we're actually going to be renovating Drake Hall. So obviously this was one of the halls or the dorms that come with Discover University. It was looking a little bit bland to start off with, and I went ahead and obviously deleted everything in it and went ahead and completely re-renovated it. So I, changed up everything. Now, you guys will see me right now. I'm actually designing the bottom floor, because the whole idea of this was going to be that this was going to be 2 stories. But then I realised I actually wanted one of the dorms to be like a cheaper dorm, and I wanted one of the other dorms to be like a more expensive dorm. And I decided that I wanted Drake Hall to actually be the cheaper hall, like the one that's a little bit more affordable for the Brightchester students. So yeah, so as you can see, I'm in the middle of designing the roof, which obviously does go ahead and stay, but the house, or the dormitory, sorry, won't actually be 2 stories, it'll only be 1 story. For some reason, I decided to actually, later on, as you see as we get into it, I went ahead and completely got rid of the bottom floor and moved everything from the top floor down to the bottom floor, so it was only 1 level. I don't know why I did that. I should have just turned this into the Wyvern Hall renovation and just left it the way it is, because now, when I actually go and renovate Wyvern Hall, I'm going to have to rebuild basically this whole entire thing that I already did one time. So I honestly just gave myself more work to do on the next build, but it doesn't matter because I was being stupid and I didn't really think about it quick enough. So it was a little bit too late after I'd already deleted, the whole entire top floor. So, well, sorry, the whole entire bottom floor. But yeah, I really like the way that this came out. I've gone ahead and skipped through quite a few things, because a lot of it doesn't really matter you guys seeing it, because a lot of it is the bottom story of the building, which you guys won't see anyways because the bottom story actually gets deleted. So I went ahead and made sure I included all of the clips that included the top story and none of the bottom story, if that makes sense, because I don't know, editing this really bothered me because it was all out of sync. I had to go ahead and cut it, and there was complete bits missing, because there was no point in you guys watching me sit there and build a bottom story of this building. But yeah, overall, in the end run, instead of me sitting here complaining about the fact that I actually turned it into 2 stories, and I did love it being 2 stories, honestly. I really like the way it looked, but obviously I wanted Drake Hall to be the cheaper dorm, so I did have to go ahead and get rid of it. I should have just saved the house with the 2 stories and then gone ahead and deleted the top story and then turned this into that. But either way, I'm going to sit here and stop rambling about the fact that I was annoyed about it. But I really like the way that it turned out. I wanted it to be very olden, and even though obviously this university was going to be the cheaper university, or sorry, this dormitory was going to be the cheaper one of the 2 in the university. So Brightchester has 2 dorms and 1 shared house that you could get as a student. I wanted one of them to obviously be more expensive than the other. I definitely wanted the outside to suit the Brightchester look, because I feel like in Brightchester everything has a specific look. I feel like it would all be very upper class, and the style is very classic on the outside. So all the buildings have a really classic style, classic and beautiful style, very English. If you've gone to see English churches that have been built years ago, the town actually looks a lot like it from the outside. And if you go to universities in London specifically, I've been to a few because obviously I'm currently in university right now, a lot of them actually look like this. So yeah, some of the universities that I was looking at actually look very similar to the one that I'm designing, which is quite cool. But yeah, so the next obviously university that we'll be moving on to is Wyvern Hall, which will obviously be rebuilt, and that will sort of be a little bit more upper class. But this one specifically, I wanted to make it so that although the outside was going to look very expensive, the inside was looking quite cheap, almost like they cut budgets for the people staying in this dormitory. I wanted to make it look like it would be the cheaper of the 2. So a lot of the stuff is fairly modern. I'm making it look like it was sort of IKEA made, they were saving money. This is probably definitely the newer renovated the newest renovated dorm, but they renovated it quite cheaply because they're trying to cut budgets, I felt. Obviously Foxbury is is doing very well, and it means that this university is losing out on a bit of money, considering Foxbury was built pretty recently. It's quite a modern university, so I think that was a good idea to go ahead and make one of them cheaper and one of them more expensive. So I'm happy with the way that this one looks. The inside is not modern at all, it's not modern by any means, but for the actual style of the build it does look fairly modern, and I went ahead and chose all basic, really basic things inside. So Most of the rooms are, you know, shared, so most of the room have got like 2 beds in them, and a lot of people have renovated their dorms and really customized the room. So they've made like one room for like, you know, a person who plays sports and one room for somebody who does a lot of music. Now, for me, I actually want to do a full, complete renovation of Brightchester. So if you guys are interested in something like that, definitely go ahead and let me know. If you want me to, like, you know, redo the bars, redo everything. We could actually eventually move on to like a full, you know, a full world save file. But for the moment, I could just do like a Brightchester save file and see if you guys are interested in it. But yeah, you have to, guys, you know, you'll have to let me know if you're interested in something like that. But yeah, so the inside, I didn't go ahead and like completely redecorate every single room, because I feel like when you actually get into a university, which I did have a look at some dorms when I was looking at universities, and obviously I've got a few friends who go to university as well, so a lot of them stayed in dorms. I've seen their dorms, or I've seen what, you know, university dorms look like, and when you get them, they are very basic. Normally they give you the basic amenities. They'll either be a shared bathroom, or you might be lucky enough to have your own ensuite if you pay more money. It depends on how much money you want to spend. So I was thinking in the Wyvern Hall there'll be more rooms with like their little own ensuite, so just like a little toilet and a shower in there, and obviously a sink, so like a 4x4 square. But definitely in, you know, the cheaper dorms, they, you know, they do look fairly cheap. You know, like the kitchen, they normally have like one communal room, or like a, you know, what do they call it? I'm trying to think of what they call it. I think it's called a common something. Yeah, commons room, that's it. It took me so long. So you have like a commons area where everybody meets up. So I included that in this build, and I tried to make the commons room central to everything. So the commons room is like directly in the middle. That is where the elevator comes up. You've also got the kitchen in there. You've got, you know, somewhere where you can go watch TV. You've also got a keg stand in there as well. And then around the edges of the university, or around the edges of, you know, the building, you've actually got the dorms. And in terms of the dorms, you know, shapes and sizes, I had to work with the amount of size that I got. And I also wanted to make it look like there was corridors going to each of the rooms, because every single time I've been in dormitories, there is always this massive long corridor with loads and loads of doors down it. So I was trying to recreate that whole thing in here, and hopefully I got it. You guys will have to tell me if you think that this kind of looks like dorms. I don't know. If you guys have been to England and you've looked at dorms, definitely go ahead and let me know and see if they, you know, look anything like it. But definitely happy with how it turned out. I really like the bathrooms actually. So the bathrooms, I've done 2 separate ones for each side of the dormitories. So obviously there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 rooms per side of the building, so the left hand side and the right hand side. But obviously in each section, so I think 2 of those rooms are single bedrooms and all the rest are shared bedrooms. So obviously all the other ones will be, you know, shared. So both of them will have 2 beds in them, and, you know, if you're lucky enough to have a 1 bedroom, then you'll sort of be by yourself in the corners. So yeah, they've got the shared bathroom that they'll all use. One of them is the green bathroom, one of them is the blue bathroom. And again, with obviously the dorms, I went ahead and copied and pasted most of them across to the other side of the dorms, because I wanted them to look very similar and very plain. Most of the time when you get a dorm room, they come very basic, you know, basic amenities. And if you want to decorate it yourself, you have a limited amount of stuff you can do. Normally in a dorm, you can't go and paint the walls, and you can't go and, you know, add loads of stuff that you want. You've only got a limited amount of things that you can do. You can add a rug, you can't change the floor. You know, you could add a rug, you could add bed sheets, you could add posters and, you know, paintings and stuff. So that would be the sort of way that you could customize it. But each sim will be completely different, and obviously I want you guys to be able to put your sims in here and use it as how you want. And obviously I don't want to I don't want to anticipate on what your sims are going to be like, so I went ahead and obviously just left them plain. And if you guys want to go ahead and decorate them for your sims when you move them into the dorms, then you can absolutely go ahead and do that as well, just to sort of customize them. But the whole idea of this is, me personally, for dorms, like, because obviously I want to do a full save file for Brightchester, which I'll also create some sims to go in. The whole idea of dorms is that sims are moving in and out every single year. So normally in university, well, in UK universities, again, I don't know if it's the same for the US, you normally are allowed to stay in the dorms for your first year. You're always guaranteed a place. And then in your second year, the first year's, you know, last year, so you're a second year, but the first years coming in that year get priority over the dorms. And if they go ahead and take all of the dorms, then there's no dorm rooms left, which means that you either need to get some sort of you need to get some housing off campus, or yeah, you need to go and have, you need to find somewhere else to stay if they haven't got any available rooms for you, because obviously you don't get the first access to it. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that obviously it was very accessible for other students to come in, because every single year you're going to be getting different students coming into the university, so it needs to be quite flexible for all students. But I wanted the basic, you know, necessities in there. I wasn't going to include, I know a lot of people in their dorms, they actually included laptops all throughout the dorms, and I feel like if you've got a sim and you're playing obviously the Sims with it, you're playing the Sims with, you know, your sim or whatever you're playing, and you move into this dorm, no dorm that you move into will ever provide you with laptops. Like, that never happens. Like, they'll have a library where obviously there'll be computers and laptops, but you would never ever be provided a laptop in your room unless you're going to, like, I don't know, Oxford, Cambridge. But Barchester is not Oxford or Cambridge, okay? It's not that. And even in Drake Hall, obviously Drake Hall is kind of like, you know, the lower class, the lower class dorm. You are not going to be provided with laptops, so you will need to go ahead and buy all of that stuff yourself. You will need to go ahead and buy, you know, paintings and rugs and stuff like that. But you've still got a bed. Everybody's got a desk, basically. Some places don't have a desk. Not every single room, or not every single person will have a desk. So sometimes in the shared bedrooms, you might only get one desk, so the 2 people in that room will need to share that desk. You'll also get 2 you know, changing rooms, so 2 dresser tables. Obviously people will need to get changed, and that's kind of it really. If you want to go ahead and add other stuff, you can. I wasn't going to add a mini fridge or anything, because if you want to add a mini fridge into your single bedroomed you know, rooms, you can if you were lucky enough to grab one, but if not, then of course, yeah, you will have to go ahead and buy one later on. But what we're going ahead and doing now is actually the bathroom. So as I said, the bathrooms are my favourite thing about this whole dorm. I don't know why, I just really like the way that the bathrooms come out. So yeah, I'm probably happiest about those. And yeah, overall I'd say I'm really happy with the build. It did take me a long time, obviously, considering I messed up and I had to basically like rebuild the whole thing or remove it, because I was having so many glitches when I was trying to move the the top floor down onto the bottom floor. So I ended up having loads of glitches. So this speed build should not have taken nearly as long as it did, but either way, I'm still really happy with how it came out, and I'm really excited to make some Sims to go in this whole entire university. But if you guys have got any suggestions on Sims that you would like to see, if you've got any, you know, suggestions on Sims that you think, you know, you need, sort of students you would want to see around campus, then definitely go ahead and let me know. And obviously, as you guys know, I am a bit of a CC queen, so this, you know, this save that will eventually come out, I will obviously be including CC. So I will go ahead and include all the CC links if you guys want to go ahead and download it for the dorms and obviously the Sims, because a lot of my Sims uses CC as well. But obviously if you don't like Alpha CC, for example, you can go ahead and just skip out the Creator Sim stuff and just download the build stuff, because to be honest, a lot of my build CC is Maxis Match. It's only really my Creator Sim stuff that is Alpha. So obviously if you're not comfortable with Alpha and you don't want Alpha in your game, you can just go ahead and only download the build CC and go ahead and, you know, redecorate all of the Sims yourself if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and leave it off here and let you guys watch the end of the video and let you guys watch the dorms. As I said, I didn't include all of the renovations in the dorms because one side of the university looks exactly like one side of the dorm looks exactly like the other side, so all that changes is the bedspread and maybe the colours of the wood, but other than that, all the shapes are exactly the same and all the bits inside the rooms are exactly the same, so they are just copied and pasted over to the left. So, you know, that stuff didn't really need to be included, but I've also included some screenshots as well that you guys probably should have seen at the start of this video, and the little walkthrough, so if there's anything that you didn't see in the video, then you definitely would have seen those in the screenshots anyways of what the dorm rooms would look like. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I feel like I'm really out of breath. Oh my god. I haven't even done anything. I just spoke for ages. In fairness, I did just finish the stream, so like I'm kind of out of breath, but yeah, I'll go ahead and let you guys finish off watching the video, and I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I will speak to you all on Monday, and I love you all. Bye guys.
And without you, oh, I'm on it, I want it, but why do you seem to call in your eyes? I can't tell if you're here or you're out there. Do you wanna be out there? You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need to kill a dragon for me. Ooh, I'm better with than without you. Oh, I'm on it, I want it, but why do you seem to call it your ex? I can't tell if you're here or you're out there. Do you wanna be out there? You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need a killer dragon for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need a killer dragon for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale. I don't need no. 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? Now you're dealing in diamonds. Don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, you are getting everything. Now you're dealing in diamonds. Don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, you are getting everything. 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see that I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me, baby, don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when you're with me,